Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Jesus and Elizabeth. Jesus.
What's up, boys? Hope everybody's good.
What's
There's
going
a fire
on?
truck driving right by, so I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Real fast, I have a really quick RFK and point, and I have a really, really fast widget that I think all three of you guys will have different takes on it.
Okay.
But the RFK point is, honestly, I don't think that Jets fans should worry about Aaron Rodgers leaving. I really do not think that Aaron Rodgers would even do it at all to run for VP.
I agree with you. I don't think he will. That's why not just put the fire out now?
So, but what I honestly think that, I was just at a barbecue the other day, and literally we were just talking about politics, and nobody even knew that RFK is running for president. Yet this is such a genius move by RFK Jr., because every single sports radio station right now is literally talking about him. You know how many people are probably Googling his name for the first time, and now they realize that it's an option? So this is a genius move, and I think it's just all it's just a way that, RFK Jr. probably say, hey, listen, Rodgers, I'm going to throw this out here. I know it's not, but hey, they're going to talk about it. It's going to give me more publicity.
Well, I mean, you're probably right. Like, when I say work, I mean that it's something that they're just trying to get for publicity, and they're very good friends. And maybe RFK Jr. said, listen, I'm just going to say that you're going to be my vice president. I need to get something going here with my campaign. I'm not really going to choose you, but would you mind? And that's when Aaron Rodgers has to say, well, yeah, I do mind, because it's really going to cause a firestorm that we really just don't need right now. We're preparing for a season. The Jets are signing free agents. We just don't need to have a dog and pony show here at this time. That would be the better thing to do, guys, but the Jets can't help themselves. Rodgers can't help themselves. And so this will be a thing. And then Rodgers will eventually say, I was on the ayahuasca retreat. I didn't hear it. I'm not going to run. But it was all part of the design of having 3 or 4 days of this being a hot topic of conversation. Do the Jets really need that distraction?
Kevin in Manhattan. Kevin.
Hi. Thank you. Happy to be on your program. Whenever I hear an incident involving Aaron Rodgers, it reminds me of the movie Flash Gordon.
How so?
Where when Flash Gordon was on another planet fighting the bad guys, he introduced himself as Flash Gordon, quarterback, New York Jets.
Yeah, that's right.
And the soundtrack of the movie by Queen has the line, he'll save every one of us. That would be a good drop, I think. He'll save every one of us.
Well, you know what, Kev? That's how Aaron Rodgers thinks of himself. Aaron Rodgers thinks he's smarter than all of us, and actually it's probably given it some thought, because he thinks, you know what, I could really, I'd be good for this country.
But I think we know how highly he thinks of himself,
and I think he's enjoying the attention. But honestly, I think the Jets enjoy the attention too. I really do.
They can't enjoy this. They can't.
I think there are people in that room like Robert Saleh. I could see is completely aggravated. Joe Douglas, the football people are all. Do we really need this? You think Woody Johnson's upset?
Well, I mean, it certainly doesn't seem like that would be his chosen political candidate, Don.
No, but he knows that he's no threat. And I'm sure, I really do believe they do enjoy the attention. They get talked about.
Well, that's why they don't win. Because all they care about is attention?
I think usually the teams that they're focused in, Aaron was right. Unless it's about winning, then it should be taken out of the room. And that's been the problem with the Jets for a long time. Is it always about winning, or is it always about trying to get a little bit more attention? Why did they sign Tim Tebow? Was it to win, or the fact that SportsCenter was actually at the Jets training camp during the course of his time with the Jets? Was that a football move, Michael, or was it, hey, look at us, pay attention to us?
Well,
we're not going to win, but you're going to pay attention to us.
If that's the case, then their priorities are screwed. It just is, and skewed. Let's go to Mark in Queens. Mark.
Yeah. Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing?
I just quick. Good. I'm enjoying the show today. Thank you, guys. I think definitely Woody Johnson and Aaron Rodgers all love the headlines. But the one quick little nugget of info was that, the vice president may or may not do a lot based on whatever administration they're part of. But I think you'd like this, Michael K. And this happened a lot in 2021 and 2022. The vice president casts tie-breaking votes when the Senate is split. And I think that would be something right up your alley you'd enjoy, Mr. K.
Now, I like the way you think, and obviously you listen to the show and you know how my mind works. But, Mark, it wouldn't mean anything to me because you're not voting independently. You're voting the way you're told to vote. So you have the tie-breaking vote. You're voting the way you're told to vote. You know, like, if you are not of the opinion, if the president goes, I think you should vote this way on this bill, and you think it's the other way, you're not going to last very long if you vote the other way. Now, some vice presidents, the most recent one, certainly made moves that did impact things, or didn't make moves that would have impacted things. But again, for the most part, it's a ceremonial position that you're in place, God forbid, if something happens to the president. So,
but you got to be prepared for that job if it happens.
Well, I
so
guess.
it's not nothing.
The only reason it's nothing, Don, is because RFK has literally zero chance,
in
right?
that situation.
But in a real world where he's a legitimate candidate, imagine Aaron Rodgers being next up to be president of the United States.
I mean, RFK asking Aaron Rodgers to be his VP is like getting hired as the caterer on the Titanic. What's the big deal? You know the thing's going down. Doesn't matter if you serve awful food.
But to your point earlier, why not just come out and say no, just on the principle
because
of what he
Aaron
said?
Rodgers.
But he's the one who said we need to cut out all distraction.
Yeah, but
so just come out right now.
He doesn't think of himself as a distraction.
All he has to do is say, guys, it's very funny that RFK is thinking. I'm flattered if that's true, but obviously
he's
not.
one of the few people in this country that thinks RFK would make a great president. He's one of the few. I mean, if RFK ran and he's going to run as an independent, he's going to get trounced. But Aaron Rodgers is of the belief that RFK Jr. would solve all the world's problems.